This is a podcast with Becky Chambers from Vibrant Health and Chris Airy from Compendium Solutions. Welcome to our show, Leaders with Suspicions. I hope you enjoy.
Hey, Becky, great to meet you. Why don't you
Yeah.
introduce yourself and tell me a bit about your business?
Hi, I'm Becky Chambers, and I have a business about it's primarily focused on whole body vibration, which is this incredible exercise and body, mind, and spirit system. It's a plate, a vibration plate that vibrates, and you stand on it and exercise on it, and it sends vibration through your whole body, which is fantastic for every aspect of your body, mind, and spirit. So.
Well, before we get into your business, why don't you tell me a little bit about what that is and the beliefs behind it?
Okay, well, it started about 50 years ago. Actually was developed for Olympic athletes in Russia. And since then it has exploded around the world, and it's booming field. It's just a booming industry because it is super effective and originally designed, like I said, for Olympic athletes, and 10 minutes working out on one of these big, powerful machines that were originally designed will give you the benefits of an hour of conventional weight training in terms of building muscle, bone, balance, coordination, strength, and even weight loss, which is pretty incredible and universally appreciated and desired. So that's fueling this huge explosion around the world. But in fact, it does so many things in addition to that. It's lowering pain and inflammation. It raises human growth hormone and other anti-aging and rejuvenation factors, such as stem cells increase moving around your body, and stem cells are a huge anti-aging factor. So the potential of whole body vibration is just vast. And it's also this incredible stimulation for your brain. Nothing helps your brain more and brain health than giving it a big stimulation. And when you're on a vibration plate, 20 to 50 times per second, every neuron in your body is firing into your brain and is like, whoa, wake up. So I personally benefited massively from vibration when I first found it 25 years ago. And it just kind of marked a huge turning point in my life. And it was then actually after my very first experience on a vibration machine, I was like, whoa, this is what I'm going to do, because I can see this is going to be huge. And that's how I got started.
Brilliant. So, what then drew you to make that a role? What drew you to make this a business or your role in life?
I had suffered huge health problems the first 30 years of my life. It was just an endless scene and debilitating, very debilitating and crippling. My physical body was a disaster by the time I was like 30. In fact, I had a doctor tell me, you're going to die soon, which kind of triggered me deciding, you know what, I'm going to look beyond Western medicine at this point. I was already trying other natural health things, but I'm going full out, because what do I have to lose at this point? And I found that things beyond Western medicine, particularly energy medicine, which is utilizing our chi, our energy, and it's a huge force which is not recognized yet in Western medicine very much. I mean, they're starting to see and support it more, but like acupuncture is utilizing chi and working with chi, but whole body vibration also does. And I also do other things, but it's, there's just such a vast world of natural health, and it all works together. And look at me. I mean, this is 30 something years after they told me I was going to die soon. And now it looks like I'll live forever practically.
Not bad,
I'm
not bad.
in great health at this point. So I healed all the problems I had, which was legion. There were many.
But
So.
what made you decide to make it a business? Yeah. Or how?
Well, I was so interested in natural health, and I wanted to I wanted to have a business in natural health, but I wasn't really recovered at the time when I found whole body vibration. So I was excited. I'd seen that they helped me, these things, but I couldn't really get behind starting a business when I was still sick. And I just didn't see a clear path. But honestly, the first time I tried a vibration machine, it was like immediately apparent to me. Within a day or two, I was feeling better. And while I was on it, it was like, wow, this is super powerful effect on my system. And then as many things started getting better almost immediately, including my immune system and mental clarity, I just felt like this is a incredible opportunity. You can build a business around something so powerful, and it is, I know this is going to grow. So I'm going to start in, just investing my time and energy now, and it's going to get there. So I had great faith, and it just fueled me working my butt off for a very long time. I didn't realize at the time how long it would take. But I've always been driven by a passion for it because I knew that this is going to be big and I could build a whole business around it.
So you had a sense there's an opportunity and you had passion for it. I mean, they're really good starting points. But had you ever run a business? Did you know how to run a business? Did you reach out to mentors and influencers? What actually allowed you to create, I'm going to say business plan, but it may not be that way.
Okay.
But
Yeah. So there's some important factors here. My father, I come from a family of entrepreneurs, actually. My father was doing it. Both my brothers do it. And my grandfather was doing this, having his own business. So there's a culture of that you can do this. And I don't remember the whole full question. There was mentors.
yeah, so the question is, you had an idea and a passion,
Yeah.
then you have to turn it into a business. So
Oh, okay, right.
did you have a
Yeah, so
plan?
I had a business before of my own. It was very different, but it had allowed me to learn a lot of things about running a business. So I was already familiar with certain aspects of it. And but that business I had to leave because of various reasons. And I was looking for a new thing, and I had actually always been the whole time I'd been in this other business, I really wanted to be in natural health, but I hadn't found the right vehicle, the right approach, something I felt like I could really do it with. So by the time this came along, it was just the perfect time for me, you know? And I
So,
want to tell you something just incredible. So part of my business is that I've been writing books about whole body vibration for the last more than 10 years now. And I've written 6 books about it. So, but vibration itself helped me write books, not just because I had a passion for it and it was so fascinating and there's such a huge amount of information and applications and all the rest, but also because, like I said, it affects your brain so powerfully. So I actually dropped out of high school my senior year because I had to write a term paper, and for the life of me, I could not write. And that had been historically my entire school career. I couldn't write to save my life. And on a dime, from the day that I started using the right kind of vibration machine, because there's lots of different types out there, lots of different machines, and they're not all the same. But from the day, which was not till, 5 years after I started, is when I found the right kind of vibration machine. That is when, like, I'd been writing a journal. It was incredibly boring. It was like, I feel sick. I don't feel good. Oh, I'm miserable. It just went on and on like that. And then when I was using the right kind of vibration and my brain just started working, suddenly that very day, or maybe the next day, I wrote this journal entry that was like what they wanted me to write in school. It had a beginning, it had an end, it had train of thought, it had interesting ideas, it had a bigger vocabulary. It was mind-boggling. And that's more or less from when I started writing books. So it has a huge effect on your brain, and that's great for business.
Great. Okay. So that's interesting. So you get better at the business because you're using your own product. Yeah, that's a
Absolutely.
great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me something about your journey that might surprise people.
Oh, I had thought of something that would be interesting for you. I think it was just that thing. It was that here I am, I've written 6 books
Okay.
and I dropped out of high school because I couldn't write. I couldn't write to save my life. People wouldn't guess that. Now, also, okay, do I look like somebody who had 30 years of major clinical depression? No, not anymore. There's another thing that's pretty surprising. When you meet me now, you would never guess my past because it is. And again, that's partly vibration and it's energy medicine. Vastly more effective than Western drugs, although there's a place for Western drugs. But vibration actually raises serotonin levels in your brain immediately. Serotonin is the big anti-depression drug that, I mean, it's the antidepressant molecule in your brain that helps you be happy and calm and relaxed and motivated. So antidepressant drugs all kind of target that system. But there are natural ways that can be very effective for helping keep your serotonin levels up, and also work on a deeper level to help you address why are you depressed in the first place? Deeper than just that why is your serotonin low, basically? What's going on that it keeps dropping? So that's
Okay. Yeah. So why don't you explain what your business is? Yeah. I mean, you've got what your
okay.
products are, how big your team is, how you go to market. Let's let the listeners understand a little bit about what you've built.
Okay. So well, the main driver for the business is the vibration machines. So I have a number of different machines that I have developed myself because, as I said, they're not all the same. And you really need a particular kind of vibration to get the best results and across a wide range of things. So I eventually had to develop my own machine because depending on somebody else and their business decisions is a disaster if you want a specific thing. So I have my own machines and I produce them and market them and provide them for people. I also write books because I'm very passionate about trying to educate and increase understanding in the world of how they are more than just exercise equipment. Yes, that is super seductive and exciting and wonderful. And I agree, we need exercise. That is wonderful. But it is also phenomenal for your brain. And it's working on other levels. Like, how is it that all you're doing is standing on the machine, if you're using the right machine and you know what you're doing and how to use it, and I can have people's pain levels drop dramatically after 5 minutes. They do a couple minutes on the vibration. I had a woman recently. She couldn't move. She had all kinds of pain. Her knees were killing her. She gained a ton of weight. She's sitting on the couch. I can't get up, and so we put her on the vibration machine for a couple of minutes, had her sit down again. And all she did was stand on it. And then 5 minutes later, she's like, wow, look at this. I can move my knee. She's bending her knee. It's not crackling. It's not hurting. And then she got up off the couch and without help, which normally, people need to be tugging her off and up. And she's like, my legs don't hurt. It's working on it. That, I believe, is like an acupuncture effect, which is pretty famous for lowering pain. So I just know that this technology has more to offer than just exercise, which of course is phenomenal, but it's more than that. So I want to get all of this out there and I want everybody to be benefiting and enjoying the benefits of vibration. So I'm just driven by that to write, which I won't say it's easy now. It's still very hard. But there's that aspect of it. And then the books, the passion, the machines. I do counseling also. I'm a very, very busy person.
Okay. So you've got a core set of products and then you've got a whole set of knowledge ecosystem around it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seems right. So it's
Mhm.
quite interesting, the core product. So you decided you wanted your own, right?
Yeah.
And there'll be many people saying, how do I, I want to do more than just resell someone else's stuff. How do I get something made? Can you just explain a little bit how you approach that? Getting the machine that you wanted, the spec you wanted, and suppliers you trust, because that's a business problem for people.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really difficult because my core sort of plan is to make them affordable and available for just about almost as many people as possible. And that means keeping the price low. I try to provide the best kind of vibration for a reasonable price. I consider it kind of like a cell phone. Everybody should have one. And my prices are around the same price range as cell phones. So I think it's doable, but it does mean that I need to source them overseas.
Yeah.
And that means somehow you have to find a production team in, Asia somewhere, maybe. And I live in Massachusetts and I don't speak any language except English, but, with any reasonable coherence. So I think I got lucky because it is not easy. I did eventually find, and the first time you buy, be sure, don't buy a huge amount. Put your foot in the water, just put your toe in the water, order something small, try to see if this people that you found are dependable and reliable and good production and so on. And then as you gain confidence in your team, you can make a bigger order. But that first order is pretty nerve-wracking because you're sending
I can
the
imagine.
money just out there. Will it come back? Who knows? There's no legal way you're going to get it back.
Yeah.
Things go wrong. So, you keep in mind one principle always, that you need to be in a situation that is beneficial for both people, both parties or all parties. Otherwise, it's going to fall apart. So that's one thing I always keep in mind when I'm trying to do business, that this has got to be beneficial for everybody.
Yeah, and long term, I've heard many stories about people who order from the Far East, and they have to make sure the quality stays where it should be. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Ongoing quality assurance. So,
Absolutely.
do you run your own warehouses, or have you got someone else who runs the warehouses and you effectively?
That's a good question. And I will say that I variously used, run it out of my own garage and used a warehouse out in California. I'm on the East Coast. And at one point I did use a warehouse out in California. And initially, when I first started that, which was maybe 10, 15 years ago, it was a reasonable cost and I could do that. And then it just skyrocketed the prices after a while. They quadrupled in a fairly short amount of time. And it's like, I can't possibly do this anymore. So I did find creative ways to expand my own personal ability to run the business. So, my business is not the largest. I'm by far from the largest company in this field. I don't have the budget of some of the big, huge companies, because there are huge companies now, and they are generally selling, like, if you go on Amazon, you can find a lot of inexpensive machines, and they have a huge advertising budget, and they're selling a lot. And those machines are good exercise equipment. They are not the best for the whole system, your brain, your energy field, even for bone density. They're not the best, which is a big concern for a lot of people getting into this. So I am able to achieve what I want, which is to move this field forward beyond just exercise by having a niche, creating a niche, and creating, which is the best machines for a reasonable price, and focusing on people who really need the best machine, which is people who are dealing with health challenges beyond just wanting exercise and losing weight. So those people are searching for what is the best, what will give me the best chance of increasing bone density and keeping my brain sharp. So they're interested in my knowledge and my ability to provide the best kind of machine. So I'm not going to get, not in the near future, really huge. I'm going to stay in a niche. Creating a niche when you're competing with the huge companies is really key, I think. So I'm back to providing most of my services myself. I have a team in a way, but it's they're not I don't have a large number of employees that I'm paying as employees, but I do have a huge team of people involved. So I sell partly through my books and Amazon and my website, but also through other natural health and other health practitioners and doctors who recognize the value of this and are interested in providing it. So I think that's the best way to sell these machines, actually, because vibration machines, like anything super powerful, it's got, it's like you got to be careful with it because it is so powerful. It is not for everybody. There are contraindications. There are certain conditions that can get worse with the use of vibration. So I prefer to sell through other practitioners and doctors, and there are quite a lot of them at this point who are getting excited about this and referring people to me. So it's a network where they can also evaluate people and introduce them to vibration. They may have my machines already in their offices and have people trying them. So this is how I handle expand this, all the logistics, and it's a complicated thing. It's a big network.
So as you scale though, and as you said, you've got a network, some employees, some partners, some suppliers, you've got an ecosystem around you. How do you maintain the culture of that?
It's not hard, actually, because in this world that I'm in of being aware of energy and natural health in general and trying to help people with health, my gosh, almost everybody's a great person. They're just all such wonderful people, and we're all out to try to help. So I very seldom run into any major difficulties, and I think that it's not me only by any means. Certainly, I bring that attitude to my work, and I think you attract what you're giving out. So I'm trying to help people, and I run into other people who are trying to help people. So it seems to work.
Self-selects. Okay, very interesting. So moving on then, what tools or systems have been game changers for your operations?
Tools or systems. Okay, this sounds ridiculous in this day and age, but the internet, just the fact that there is this internet where you can reach people worldwide, it's massive. And then all the aspects of it, Zoom. And I'm selling on Amazon, which has a reach around the freaking world. It's like, they have done a lot for me. They're not always the easiest people to work with because sellers are number two, buyers are number one, and they make it pretty hard for the seller in a lot of ways. But they also do give you this incredible opportunity to reach people around the world. And my website does that. And my books can be supplied around the world, which is amazing. That's the biggest one. And then there's the global economy. So I can have machines made in Asia and get them here. More specific tools, Zoom is great for my counseling that I do with people. Zoom's incredible. I have clients all over the world. It's incredible. And you're right there with them. You don't need to, be in person anymore, which expands your reach enormously.
Yeah, and I think also, given what you're doing, that those things particularly help a founder-led brand Yeah, is what you are. You are a founder. It's your business, your brand, your books, your knowledge. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that it's actually a great communications approach, isn't it? It doesn't require,
absolutely.
in many ways, traditional marketing. It's effectively um, an ecosystem that helps itself, right? The products, the knowledge,
Yes,
the internet, the
yes.
distribution, and the
Yeah.
community, as you said. You talked about people in your industry that they're all seeking.
And our customers. Our
Yeah.
customers are phenomenal for the most part. They are so um they're just wonderful people who are trying to help themselves and help others by helping themselves too. I had somebody recently, oh my gosh, listen to this. This guy bought a machine the beginning of the summer and he was blown away. Like, within a month or two, he's like telling me how his pain levels are so much better and he feels so much stronger. He's in a little bit older, which is my core market, I would say, is people, like I said, a little bit older who are really focused on their health and they're facing health challenges. So he was, and he got so much better. And then 2 months after he bought his machine, he bought 18 more machines, one for each of his employees. It was
Huh.
their year-end bonus. And he was just so thrilled to be able to provide this tool that had helped him so much to his employees who he just really loved. They had a big family sort of situation, I think, in their culture. And but they weren't in natural health. They were actually in another field. But that was incredible. And I would love to see that. I want this to get into corporate America because, like I said, it helps your brain and your energy levels so dramatically that it would be dramatic to have a vibration machine available in a business culture, a business situation. And people could go and take a quick break and do their 10. You'd only need like 5-10 minutes. And then you're all zipping and ready to go again and just so energized. So,
So, I mean, my next question is, what's been your most successful growth initiative? But it might have been that guy. But what's worked well from you from a marketing point of view?
well, I think the books are very, very key.
Yeah.
They're a long-term project. So, but I do remember when I was writing that first book, um, and I've had some business advisors, and the woman I'm thinking of particularly, she was just very adamant. You need to write a book. This is going to change your entire trajectory. And I think it's true. The books allow me to reach such a wide audience and such a huge range, and they establish me as an expert, which I am, absolutely. But you have to show that, you have to get the information out there and establish yourself as an expert. So I have vast amount of experience. I have I've studied the subject intensively for 25 years. I'm way ahead of the game because I will say, a lot of the people in this business feel like they see it as a quick way to make money with an exercise equipment that helps you lose weight and get stronger. So it is not being sold the way I would like to see it really hit the market. And the books help me establish myself as something different and an expert.
Yeah. Books. I think books are coming back, right? There was a while they disappeared for a while, but I think they're coming back really um, as something that creates, meaning and has some.
Yeah, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. And we get new technology, but there's a place still. It kind of our lives get broader, but we seem to have almost infinite capacity to keep growing.
How do you
So,
promote your books? Well, I mean, they're a tricky thing to promote.
the big SEO, search engine optimization, I think is important. And I'm not an expert in everything by a long shot. So I hire people to help me with search engine optimization and dealing with Amazon also. I think that it's important to recognize where your strengths are and where you could use help, you know? And I also do not have the time. So it's one of the things I love too about a business these days is there are so many other people available to help you with different aspects of your business, such as, shipping and warehousing and production and marketing. In a way, they do like a lot of the marketing stuff for me. You have to run sales, you have to analyze data. These are not my strengths, and they take care of it for me, which is awesome. And they do search engine optimization. But I created this niche. My books are the best-selling books in the country and possibly the world. I'm not sure about other countries on this subject. And they have been since I first started writing about 10, 15 years ago. So if people are searching for information about whole body vibration, they run into me. Like this was really cool. I had somebody call me up the other day for help, and they're like, oh, I searched in Google or on the internet for whole body vibration expert, and your name popped up. I was like, cool. That's awesome. So it's a body of knowledge, and it does get out there, but you need to use technology also, because it doesn't happen all on its own. As much as might like to think it does. Some of search engine optimization has to do with how much money do you spend.
Exactly, yeah. And organic marketing just seems to be getting less
It's
resources.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
So
how do you look for innovation? Yeah, you got an operation to run, and then obviously you've got a core product which probably evolves over time. But how do you look for innovation, and where does that come from?
Well, some of it is customer feedback. So I used to have two major machines. One was like a really gentle one, and one was a more powerful one. And I'd be talking to customers about which machine was the right one for them. So if you have a lot of health problems, you are better off starting with a really gentle machine. Like a real strong one will likely be too much for you and make you worse instead of better. So you need to start gentle. But then always, if you're advising somebody to get the gentler one, they're like, well, but I want to get stronger, and then I could use the strong machine, but I don't want to buy both machines. So, okay, there was a clear need. And I spent about 5 years, because it was a huge technological problem, to be able to combine machines and have one machine that could give you both the super, super gentle type of vibration that's suitable for really, more severe health issues and a fragile person, with a more powerful one, which is better for bone density and muscle growth and, a workout, which a younger, stronger person is looking for. And they both want bone density. So that took at least 5 years. But I knew this just needs to happen. There must be a way to do it. So I was working with my team in Taiwan, actually, as the group is where I have been working. And we just kept plugging away at it, trying to find a way to do this. And it took a long time. So now we have a machine that has huge versatility and is less expensive, and that's the one we came up with. And we have a bigger, more powerful, but not vastly more powerful. It's on a par. It's like, it's the one that you younger, stronger people want, but we have this option that they won't have to buy two machines. So there's one. And then there's another thing, a couple of areas that I think about that when you ask that. One is that I want vibration to be understood. I want all the potential of it to be out there. And one of my long range plans has been getting research done that medical doctors in the US can get behind and will take seriously. Because right now they think it's exercise equipment. And of course they think that's good, but it's not being utilized fully. So I have had a long range plan and effort to get other kinds of research done that will, through NIH and clinical trials and just beyond, the exercise effect. That's a very long range plan. So, and then there's the whole energy medicine thing I was telling you about, and that's a huge passion of mine because it's incredible. It's completely unknown by Western medicine, and a lot of Western culture, especially in the US, is not on top of it. It is actually used a lot in Europe. It's used in other parts of the world. It's sometimes they're one of their major medical systems, and it's been around for a couple hundred years, but Western medicine has kind of crushed some of the, or tried to crush some of the opposition, not opposition, the competition. That was the word I was looking for. But they're missing out, and the US is missing out, and all the people in this country who are suffering, they need it. They need it. And I can tell you that it just has, it's not just your physical body, it's working on your mental state and your emotional state at the same time. It's the mind-body connection. So it's very powerful and a way to help yourself on all the levels. So you're happy as well as like can actually move. They're very linked. So anyway, that one just is always running in my mind and always something I'm working on.
Okay. And I guess there's some level of science you have to work with there as well. I mean, with your machines, you're talking about frequencies, right? And you've got to do
Well, I
what is
have a science background, actually. I
yeah.
have a Bachelor of Science in biology, which turns out to be absolutely perfect for what I'm doing. Yes, because I do have that scientific background to understand what's going on and read scientific papers and have a clue. And so one of the things I learned in that previous business was some marketing techniques. And it's amazing how everything in my life has come together to support what I'm doing currently. Everything. It's amazing. So I have the science background, I have the health, I have my own personal history, I have that drive from that. I'm a lucky person that it all just is kind of, but I think when you find your true path, that is the way it's going to be. It
Yeah.
is going to turn out that that's just exactly what you were meant to do, and it's all working perfectly to help you do that, and is all's good. And you become like super, super lucky when you're on your path. It's like the universe conspiring to make this all work. It's good.
So going back to the operations, we talked about innovation, but in terms of your operations, I guess you're always looking to, with your mission to provide the best product at the reasonable price, you're always, I guess, looking to cost optimize your operations, work out where the flaws are in the chain, and
Yeah.
you got suppliers like Amazon who charge multiple things, and then you got distribution, and now there's more tariffs, I guess, for the import of your
Oh my
machines and
word.
stuff like, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
how do you approach running that financial side of your business and the cost optimization side?
You got to stay open and aware and just grabbing opportunities when they show up. So there is technological innovations all the time that are amazing. Recently, it turned out I can create, and I'm really sorry when AI takes jobs from other people, but the advent of AI, I can now make an Audible book out of my ebook, and like each book I have is now available usually in paperback version, ebook, and also Audible. And it turned out I could make an Audible book with the press of a button. And it didn't even cost me anything. It was freaking free. It's ridiculous. But there is a way to increase my marketing. Suddenly, boom. And I've had lots of people tell me that they love to listen to books in their car when they're driving. They're doing the same thing. They're optimizing their time. Here's a technology. They don't have to sit there and read the book. They can listen to a book while they're doing something else. So there's like something I just happened across, and I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. I'm going to try this. It's a little more involved than just pushing a button. If you want, you got to go through it and be careful and make sure they're pronouncing unusual words correctly and so on. But an amazing technology. And there's lots and lots of internet and software and apps that make our lives easier. Just banking, for Christ's sake. You don't have to go to the bank anymore. You scan your check and boom, it's gone. It's amazing. You don't even use checks anymore. Now we just Venmo and PayPal and amazing technology left and right. And then you gotta hire people to help you with the technology because it's too much for any one person. So,
Can I ask a little bit about related to cost optimization is about risk, yeah? So you've
mm,
obviously got to balance what you think the orders are going to be through your front door and the website and the orders you need to make from Taiwan, yeah.
yeah.
Do you have any rules for that, or is it just your gut experience, or do you link it to your marketing? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I do use intuition to some extent, as well as, watching the market and watching sales, not just of my product, but what are sales like in general? What's going on in the world? Um, and what kind of product do I have that is going to be, whether I feel like that's going to be where need is going, or does it need to be changed? So yeah, and recently, because of the whole craziness with shipping and tariffs and the global economic disruption, making it harder to source products all around. So I put in an order that normally would take like 4 months to get the product. And this time it's taking 8, 9 months. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is throwing a wrench in things. So, but it's tough to predict stuff. And
Yeah, I think particularly at the moment, so much economic turmoil and tariff turmoil going on that it introduces, which is why I wanted to bring the subject up. Yeah, people.
well, I do know that this field is not going to go away because the need is great, and it's actually one of those technological developments that can help people save an enormous amount. You were just asking me what do I use to save money and streamline? Well, vibration itself is a massive tool to save people money and help them increase their productivity and money making ability. I already talked about how in a business it's going to help you work better and be more productive and produce, and that brings in money, right? But your health, nothing is more expensive than a health problem, right? The medical world. If you're taking care of your own health and improving your health, natural health its focus is self-care, taking care of yourself, taking control of your health. And this is a massive tool to help you do that. So, and having the best available method, there's always going to be a market for that. There's going to be people who, I can only afford the cheap one on Amazon, and I'm going to do that. And that's good. That is going to help you, hopefully. But there's a market for affordable best. There's always going to be a market for that. So I keep my quality high, and I can adjust. You can have a sale if you need to. You can do this, do that. And I've gotten pretty good at, I've learned a lot over the last 20 years of all the different options you have to adjust things, slow down sales, speed them up. What are you going to do to keep going, make things work? So.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess we're coming to the end of our conversation now. So what advice would you give to others who want to start their business or face different similar challenges? What advice would you pass on? What have you learned from deciding to go for it, launch a business, and all the years you've been doing it?
Okay, so definitely having a passion for what you're doing. What is it that you love? What is it that you're really passionate about? And get behind that and find a niche for yourself in that area. And use all parts of your brain and be careful. Don't throw everything all at once into one area, because like I've had to adjust many times. Sometimes you have to cut your losses and adjust and shift. I have a focus of where I want to go, but I do move around to get there. Like one path gets blocked and I move over here. So use your left more logical, intellectual brain, and also use your right gut feeling of, uh-oh, there's a problem. You know, when you start getting really nervous about something, it's probably for a good reason. You know? Start checking it out, looking at it, get advice from different areas. So.
Okay. And just to finish off then, what excites you most about the future of your industry?
Vast potential to help people. I mean, I feel like we can revolutionize healthcare and just improve healthcare dramatically. And like I said, it's body, mind, and spirit. It's not just your physical body, it's your emotional well-being, it's your spirit. So there's just, and I feel that when people are functioning better on all those levels, they will do their part also more effectively to help the world. So you're not just, you know, helping somebody be out of pain, you're helping them be more productive in their field. You're helping, oh, who knows where it could all go. So.
Okay, thank you, Becky. Obviously people can look at your background and Google Becky Chambers, but if they want to get in touch, what should they do?
My website is BC for my initials, Becky Chambers, Vibrant Health. It's right there on my poster. Where is it? How do I say it? Here we go. Vibrant Health. There we go. Vibrant Health. BC for my initials, vibranthealth.com.
Okay. Thank you, Becky. Really appreciate you taking us through the fascinating, you know, founder-based health business. Really, really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. It was a pleasure to be here.